So you've been in Hyderabad for over a year now?
No, just about 11 months actually.
11 months. So
Yes.
how do you like it here?
It's been terrific. This is actually my second time working in India. I was in Mumbai before, as well as with Amy. We were together. But it's just been a superb past couple of 11 months, meeting students, but also just being out in the city, the food, the culture, the traveling, the history. It's just been absolutely wonderful.
That's really great to know. So how do you see the US-India relations growing, especially with reference to the two Telugu states?
So I did not know this before I came to this part of India, but Telugu is the fastest growing language in the United States, which is astonishing. The ties between this part of India and the United States are incredibly strong. I mean, it's a cliche, but everybody has either a family member who is reading, who's studying or working or getting married or has spent time in the United States. And so it is really, the Telugu diaspora in the US is really one of the most, I think, one of the best things about being here in Hyderabad is because we have so many people who are kind of champions for the US-India relationship in this part of the country.
So Amy, I know we don't do non-immigrant visas in the US consulate in Hyderabad, but do we do?
We do quite a few non-immigrant visas.
You do? Oh, I'm
yes,
wrong
we
then.
do.
Yeah.
So we have had the exciting opportunity within the past couple of months to move into a much larger facility that has a lot more windows, and we're eager to help facilitate qualified students in their travel to the United States as quickly as possible. We've been staffing up since that new consulate has opened, so we're welcoming additional visa applicants every day.
రైట్, దట్స్ నైస్ టు నో. అంటే ఇప్పుడు వీసాల కోసం ఎదురు చూస్తున్న వాళ్ళ సంఖ్య పెరిగిపోతుంది కాబట్టి దాన్ని మరింత సరళతరం చేసే ప్రక్రియలో ఉంది యుఎస్ కాన్సులేట్ అట్ హైదరాబాద్. సో సుజన, మీరు విదేశీ విద్యకి వెళ్తున్న విద్యార్థుల విభాగం మీరు హ్యాండిల్ చేస్తారు ముఖ్యంగా. సో ఐ అండర్స్టాండ్ దేర్ ఇస్ ఎ వెరీ ఎక్సైటింగ్ ఫేర్ కమింగ్ అప్. వుడ్ యూ కాల్ ఇట్ అ ఫేర్, అన్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ ఫేర్? దట్స్ వీ హ్యావ్ 40 universities coming very soon too.
Yes, so there is a upcoming fair that is coming up on August 26th between 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. in Novotel Convention Center, and we have more than 40 universities coming in from various different across the US. It's our flagship event that we do every year,
Right.
and we're very excited about it, and it is a best opportunity for students from this part of the country to get to hear from the horse's mouth, to get to understand what is the admission criteria, what are the different scholarships available, what is it that they look for admissions in a student. So I think it is a great opportunity for students, and it's for free. And we just need students to register for it. Students, parents, educational organizations register for it, and they can just walk in to Novotel Convention
సో
Center.
ఆల్ అండర్ వన్ రూఫ్. అంటే ఆల్మోస్ట్ లైక్ మీకు ఎవరెవరికైతే ఏ ప్రశ్నలు ఉంటాయో అవన్నీ ఆన్సర్ చేయడానికి ఒకే చోట, అది కూడా యుఎస్ కాన్సులేట్, యుఎస్ ఎంబసీ అప్రూవ్డ్ అంటే అనగానే ఒక క్రెడిబిలిటీ వచ్చేస్తుంది. సో ఏమీ ఆబ్వియస్లీ ద ఫస్ట్ బేసిక్ క్వశ్చన్ దట్ అ లాట్ ఆఫ్ పీపుల్, స్టూడెంట్స్ హ్యావ్ అ లాట్ ఆఫ్ యాక్సెస్ టు ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ ఆన్ ది ఇంటర్నెట్ రైట్ నౌ, బట్ if I were to apply for an F-1 visa, so what is the first thing I should get, as my file ready?
So I think the first thing that you want to do is both research and then apply to a variety of U.S. universities. And we recognize that there are thousands of universities in the United States, and there are thousands of reasons for choosing these universities.
Thousands.
So once you're admitted, you make your school choice, and then your school will issue you what's called a Form I-120. Essentially, it's a basic sheet of paper with information about you, your language ability, your course of study, and your undergraduate versus graduate level. Once you have that in hand, you can go online and actually fill out your U.S. visa application. All of the information for that is available at travel.state.gov. You'll also need to pay your non-refundable visa application fee. That can also be done online. Once all of that is squared away, you'll want to go to ustraveldocs.com and make sure that you make an appointment for 2 slots. The first is at a visa application center to get your photo taken and to get your fingerprints taken, and then the second is for your visa interview. Right before you come in for your visa interview, and especially for our students, it's important that they go and pay their SEVIS fee. It's just a fee for the school that can be paid online, but you'll need a copy of your receipt when you come for your visa interview.
You do.
It's a very straightforward process.
And how soon do you recommend students prepare for this kind of a thing?
We recommend, given that there has been a wait time over the
Right.
past couple of months,
Exactly.
we do recommend that students apply early and as early as possible. If you have your paperwork in hand, you might want to go ahead and fill out that visa application and look to make your appointments as soon as you can get in. So the visa wait times are also available on travel.state.gov, so students can go and look and see where perhaps the shortest wait time across India might be, so they can get in as quickly as possible to meet that school start date.
And obviously, does it happen that I have an admission, I have everything in place, but I don't have a visa slot? So then what do I do?
So that's a frequent question that we receive, and we do try our absolute best to make sure that people can get in for a visa interview before that school start date. If you haven't been able to secure a visa interview, go to US Travel Docs and submit a request for an expedited appointment. You'll also need to include a copy of your I-20, your student form, with that request, and we will do our utmost to get you in so you have a chance to get that student visa in time to travel.
సో సుజన, మరొకసారి ఇప్పుడు 40 యూనివర్సిటీస్ని మీరు ఆహ్వానించారని చెప్తున్నారు. ఏ ప్రాతిపదికన ఈ యూనివర్సిటీస్ని ఏ బేసిస్ మీద మీరు షార్ట్ లిస్ట్ చేసి తీసుకొస్తున్నారు?
మేము షార్ట్ లిస్ట్ చేయలేదు. సో there are more than 4,700 accredited institutions in the US, and we represent all of them. So we just put out a notice saying that this is our flagship event, and this is how, like, you know, these are the different places you can visit, and they choose the city they want to come in, and on that basis they just come to Hyderabad. So special criteria అనేది ఏం లేదు. We represent all the 4,700 universities plus universities.
4,700 యూనివర్సిటీస్ ఉన్నాయి. అంటే అంతకంటే ఎక్కువ ఉండే యూనివర్సిటీస్ అన్నిటికీ కూడా మీరు అధికారిక హోదా కల్పించారు, అంటే ఒక అక్రెడిటెడ్ యూనివర్సిటీస్గా.
Yeah, there are more than 4,700 accredited institutions. Okay,
Right.
There could be institutions that are unaccredited, which we do not work with. So that's the credibility they come with when they come to our fairs.
సో ఈ 40 మంది వచ్చినప్పుడు అంటే వాళ్ళలో ఏ యూనివర్సిటీ అనేది మీరు డూ యూ ఆల్సో గైడ్, ఆర్ ఇట్స్ జస్ట్ an open forum and students get to decide?
A university anedi, it's an individual's choice. It's the student that has to decide which university best fits for their requirement, because what fits for me might not be the best requirement for you. So if I have a requirement to go do my research in a particular field, I will look for a research university where the most publications happen in that field. If I have a requirement to be in a geography that is not a very big city, so I will look for a university that fits my requirement of getting the research done, at the same time not located in a big city. So depending on what you're looking for, if I have a requirement of going to a university that costs me less, so it's my financial status that I want to choose on which. So it really depends on what the student wants or what the parents of the students want.
Manoj's experience on how he chose his university and what his experience was studying abroad.
Sure. From my perspective, నాకు కంప్యూటర్ నెట్వర్క్స్ మీద చాలా ఇంట్రెస్ట్ ఉండింది. సో బికాస్ ఆఫ్ దట్ ఐ shortlisted the universities that have very good research program in computer networks, and I looked at professors who are actually doing a lot of research in that particular area, and then I chose my universities, because once you get into university that has area of research that are prominent in the area that you like, so the opportunities for funding and scholarship also goes up. The
Correct.
Opportunities for you to do on-campus jobs, work with the professor very closely, that also goes up. Not only that, I really enjoy the US education system on the whole, because it's very hands-on experience. The grading system is based on the quizzes, the assignments, the case studies, your project work with your other colleagues in the class, and also it's not only the final exam like how we have in India. It's the final exam counts for the most of the grading system. Over there everything counts. The final exam might be only 10%.